When I walk out of a movie, I always find myself asking, what was this movie about? Not just literally, but metaphorically. If I had to sum up what The Great Gatsby by director Baz Luhrmann was metaphorically about, I would quote the Beatles song and answer that money can't buy me love. I want to state that I walked into this movie never having seen any previous film version and never having read the book. In fact, while I was aware of the book, I had no idea what the book story was even about. My only preconceived notions about this film came from its trailers, and those trailers didn't do a whole lot for me. The trailers looked like a lot of overdone shots of people in the 1920s partying to contemporary music and gave some hint of a love story. But sometimes films don't trailer well, and this was certainly the case for me, because I walked out of the film being very impressed. Now, like the classic Citizen Kane, which I've seen many times, The Great Gatsby tells the story of a man who has everything, but also has nothing, or at least nothing that he truly wants. Nick Carraway, as played by Tobey Maquire, is a young war veteran who moves next door and gets drawn into the life and past of a mysterious millionaire. Mysterious because there are multiple versions of who he is and how he made his millions floating around the city of New York, which is where the film's story is based. It is through the eyes of the Nick Carraway character that we, the audience, encounter first the mystery of Jay Gatsby, as played by Leonardo Di Caprio, and later the man himself, as little by little we uncover the mystery and find out who he really is. And now, without giving away too much, what we find out is that he is a man driven by obsession, and like Citizen Kane, an obsession for an unobtainable object. If you know anything about director Baz Luhrmann, it's that his films are not just highly stylized, but over-the-top stylized, and this film is no exception. The film is not a musical, but it often moves like a musical in an almost choreographed fashion. The scenes depicting the excesses of the 1920s are over the top, and even the scenes of the wretched poor seem gritty and yet somehow idealized. But none of the film's excessive style gets in the way of the story. In fact, the film's style serves the story, and that's a feat that not a lot of directors can manage sometimes. And also, the contemporary music score doesn't detract, it serves to heighten the story. Like I said at the beginning, the trailer didn't do a whole lot for me, and I actually walked into the film trying to find things to dislike about it at first, but at the end I walked out feeling terribly impressed. This is a film about hope, but also a film about how sometimes hope and even love can blind us. I walked out of this film very eager to not only see the 1974 version starring Robert Redford, but also to read the original book by F. Scott Fitzgerald. By the way, by chance I happened to see this one in 3D. The 3D is used very effectively during the film's opening titles and is very pronounced during the extravagant party scenes, but for the most part it's almost unnoticeable and for the majority of the film, and I don't think that 3D is going to enhance this film's experience all that much for you, but the choice is yours. Either way, I give this film a 3.5 out of 4 stars.